Basketball fans, welcome to the Nderitu Basketball YouTube channel, your one-stop shop for everything about the NBA. In this video, I'll be looking at Bronny James' NBA future and the three key things that he needs to improve so he can have a comfortable career in the NBA. So quick backstory on Bronny James. He's the son of all-time great player LeBron James, and he has been playing for the Lakers. He was selected 55th overall in the 2024 NBA draft in the second round, and his rookie year has been on and off. At some point, he played for the main Lakers roster. He went ahead and played for the G League team, and at some point, NBA mainstream media was kind of criticizing him in a very unfair and unbiased way, similar to what you've seen in LeBron James, and more specifically Stephen A. Smith. LeBron James got so angry to the point where he went and confronted Stephen A. Smith mid-game while he was playing, and he went ahead and voiced out his frustrations on how his son was being covered. And Bronny James, even in this summer league, he was hyped, and especially in that Dallas Mavericks game against Cooper Flag in the Dallas Mavericks, it was a great matchup, and he showed some flashes of improvement here and there. So Bronny James has been under immense pressure and scrutiny, and his modest rookie production is there. And Bronny James, I mean, he as much as people want to give this guy a fair shake, he was always going to be looked at in the same light as his father. And a lot of NBA analysts look at, can this guy be able to fit his father's footsteps? And I feel like that's very unfair to him because he was born in that situation. He was brought in by one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And his rookie season in the 2024-2025 season, so modest output. He had 2.3 points per game, 0.7 rebounds, 0.8 assists per game on 31% shooting, and 21 from deep. So by far, you can see the statistics when he's playing, they're not the greatest. But given the minutes that he's played and the limited time he's played in the main roster, it attests to what we have seen currently. And when he goes to the G League, he's able to find his own. And a lot of NBA analysts are talking about, is Bronny James really fit to play in the NBA? A lot of discussion has been there. But in this one, there are three critical improvement areas that he can make changes on to improve his sophomore season. And he's looked at as the future careers of the NBA when his father retires. So to secure a long-term NBA career, Bronny James must rapidly improve and develop in shooting consistency. I mean, his biggest weakness, with poor percentages from deep in his rookie season and continuing into the summer league, I mean, his shooting has not been the greatest. So inconsistent shooting limits spacing and his offensive value. And sometimes even the coaching staff can think about, how can we better utilize Bronny James on the offense? And if he's not able to consistently knock down the shot and at least find ways to be able to maximize his possessions and his touches, it limits his productivity. And that's the reason as to why he is not able to shoot a greater percentage and clip. And even at a high volume, he can't be trusted because 2.3 points per game, coaches and the front offices are not looking at this guy as somebody they can rely on down the stretch, even late in the game. But all in all, there's still room for improvement. Then his playmaking under pressure. So while showing flashes as a secondary ball handler, he needs to improve court vision and decision making to elevate teammates rather than rush plays consistently. So this is one thing I've seen from rookies. So for rookies, it's kind of difficult because you're trying to prove your value, but at the same time, it's a team sport and you have to let your teammates find you at some point, and also finding ways to be able to be calm in situations and be composed. I've seen all-time great players, Stephen Curry, Damian Lillard, players who are able to be poised, even with a game on the line, they're able to execute well under pressure. And this is what defines an NBA player or even a good basketball player. So playmaking under pressure, sometimes it can be difficult for him. And especially when he missed that game winner in that Dallas Mavericks game at the Summer League, you could see there is so much pressure for him not only to perform on the court, but also off the court with a lot of people looking at him also unfairly comparing him to his father. It kind of gets to him a lot. So that's another area he needs to improve. Also, the defensive impact. So, although embracing a defensive identity, he needs to gain strength to fight through screens and avoid being exploited in switches due to his current undersized frame. So, he's listed as 6'2", 210 pounds. So, he's by far not a small guy, but he's expected to do a lot, especially on defense. And being a guy who's 6'2" and that weight, there's a lot that comes in, especially when it comes to defense. Can we be able to fight through screens? Can we be able to finish in contact? Can we be able to finish in the and one, even at the foul situation? Can he be able to finish on contact? Those are the things that NBA front offices look at, even the coaching staff look at, and they decide, can we trust this guy? So those are the three things. And if he's able to improve these three areas, his scoring productivity will improve, he will be able to have more minutes in the rotation, and he'll not be put on garbage time at the end of the game where the game is already decided. And he'll have a fighting chance at even being trusted in the main roster long enough. And he wouldn't have to go from the NBA roster, in the Lakers NBA roster, to the Summer League roster. I mean, he wouldn't have to do that. So his summer league debut versus Cooper Flag was great. I mean, he was able to have his moments against Cooper Flag. Although Cooper Flag, as per recording in this video, the Dallas Mavericks have shut him down for summer league in fear of him getting injured. I'm not sure what Nico Harrison and the Dallas Mavericks front office are thinking, but Bronny James had a highly anticipated summer league debut against the number one overall pick in Cooper Flag, where the Dallas Mavericks won 87-85. So Bronny James scored 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, displaying initial offensive flashes and a strong defensive effort against Flag, but also missed a game-winning three-pointer that will have brought that win home for the Lakers. But hey, I mean, sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't go in. So Flag had 10 points, 6 boards, and 4 assists, admitting it was one of the worst games of his life, but highlighting his defensive impact and overall potential. So Bronny James, he didn't have like that high scoring game, but at least he tried. He tried where he could, and it's all a process. And you can't get it all only in one game. It's always steps to improvement. With a lot of scrutiny, sometimes mentally it can get to you. And if you're not able to deliver, sometimes those thoughts just linger in the mind of this guy. And yeah, I mean that those are just the things that I saw in that summer league game. I feel like there's a lot of room for improvement, especially with his father, LeBron James, being in somewhat a contractual year. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to resign with the Lakers. He made some crazy demands, but initially my thoughts on this game were great. I feel like Bronny James has the right mindset and he can improve. So Bronny James also there's a commitment to his defensive identity. So Bronny James explicitly stated his focus on being a defensive guy and that he won't be a primary scorer. So this self-awareness and commitment to growth, coupled with his work ethic, are seen as positive signs for his potential, NBA longevity, beyond his famous name. I mean, his second name at the back, LeBron James. So his commitment to defensive identity is something that is very important because you've seen NBA players eat, sleep defense. And if he's able to at least improve that, he can be able to get heavy minutes. Although his scoring productivity is what a lot of people are looking at because they're comparing him to LeBron James, I feel like that is something that will grow over time. So Bronny James is under immense scrutiny and pressure as an NBA rookie when he was there in his first season, and amplified by being LeBron James' son. That's just about it because being LeBron's son comes with so much pressure. I mean, he's the only one who can tell us because a lot of times you'll see NBA analysts get too critical on LeBron James and question his clutchness, question his ability to play defense, all those things, but they forget that this guy has won a championship with every single team he has been, four-time champion, four-time Finals MVP. I mean, his stand between 2020 and 2025 for the Lakers has not been the greatest, but the man is trying. After winning that championship in 2020, their championship window kind of closed. But Bronny James, when he got drafted in the league, a lot of people cited nepotism. They said Bronny James did not earn any right to be in the NBA, but I feel like anyone who puts in work in their craft, of course, they're going to go ahead and do it and make it. And one thing that I've seen with Bronny James, especially with his coverage from NBA mainstream media, is the fact that a lot of people say that it's nepotism and he didn't warrant to be there, which I highly okay. There are two sides of this story, and the NBA executives made the decision to draft Bronny James, and second round picks who are picked late in the selections don't last that long in the league. But still, Bronny James was still somebody who has shown flashes of brilliance in there. So after a modest first season for Bronny James, his long-term NBA future hinges on significant improvement areas, shooting consistency, playmaking under pressure, and defensive impact. So his recent summer league performance, including a high-profile matchup against Cooper Flacco, the top pick of the 2025 NBA draft for the Dallas Mavericks, showcased flashes of potential, particularly on defense, and but also highlighted his continued struggles with shooting. So picking his spots and finding ways to be consistent and efficient on the court is something that he's struggling with. But he's in his sophomore season, maybe he can be able to improve, and that is something that I feel like he can. So despite the challenges, Bronny's maturity, strong work ethic, and steady commitment into carving out a defensive minded role suggests that he has a mentality to adapt and strive for a sustained career in the league. So Bronny James has a lot of work to do, especially when it comes on his offensive bag, and also looking at his feet on the team, because the identity of the team is changing. I mean, there are a couple of changes in free agency, and new acquisitions are brought in. Some players resigned. LeBron James, he opted into his final year of the deal. Luka Doncic is still there. There are some players who are looking for massive extensions in the next coming summer. So there are a lot of things at play at the moment. And if Bronny James is not able to fix up on these three things, it might be very difficult to state his value and even justify that 4 year guaranteed deal. So this is the one of the first ever second round picks that I've seen that have been given guaranteed contracts. Majority of them don't even make it past their rookie year, and they're always on unguaranteed contracts, especially those rookies who have been picked late in the NBA draft. But Bronny James, I mean, the second name on the back of his jersey, James Jr., speaks for itself. I mean, as long as LeBron James is there, it's gonna be there. So it is what it is. So do drop me your comments down in the comment section down below on what you think about this. I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.